Hello and welcome to Whispers of History. Tonight we journey back to the snowy streets of ancient Rome to experience the cozy wonder of Saturnalia. Leave the day behind and find a comfortable position. The gates to the past are open and a warm fire awaits you. Let us step inside. Before we begin, share a small trace of the present. Tell us where in the world you're listening from and what time glows on your clock right now. History loves knowing who is awake with it. We have left the Palatine Hill behind us now. Our path takes us down a winding road, paved with stones that have been polished smooth by millions of feet over hundreds of years. We are entering the valley. We are entering the Roman Forum. Pause here for a moment and let the sheer weight of this place settle upon your shoulders. Usually, this is the center of the known world. If you stood here during the day, you would be deafened by the noise. You would hear the shouting of politicians standing on the rostra, arguing about laws and wars. You would hear the clatter of money changing hands in the basilicas. You would smell the sweat of the crowds, the smoke of the altars, and the dust of the dry earth. But tonight, the heart of the empire has stopped beating. It is resting. The snow has painted everything in a uniform, ghostly white. The silence is so absolute that it feels heavy. It presses against your ears, muffling even the sound of your own breathing. Look to your left. That dark, rectangular building is the Curia, the Senate House. Behind those bronze doors, the fate of nations is decided. But tonight, the doors are shut tight. The seats are empty. The arguments have faded into the cold air. There is no politics tonight. There is only peace. Now, turn your eyes upward. Looming out of the darkness, rising like mountains made by human hands, are the temples. From this angle, looking up from the valley floor, they do not look like buildings. They look like giants. They look like the titans of old who have frozen into stone to watch over the city. The columns are massive, thick trunks of Egyptian granite and Italian marble. They soar into the indigo sky, disappearing into the falling snow. You feel incredibly small standing beneath them, but it is a good feeling. It is the feeling of being a child again, safe in a world that is much bigger than you. These stones have stood here through fires, through floods, through the rise and fall of emperors. They are the bones of the earth, solid and unmoving. Walk forward slowly through this forest of stone. Your feet sink softly into the fresh snow. Crunch, crunch. The sound is dull and muted, instantly absorbed by the winter air. You pass the arch of Septimius Severus. Its intricate carvings of battles and victories are hidden under the frost. The warriors carved in stone are sleeping under a blanket of ice. The war is over. The history book is closed for the night. Ahead of us, dominating the western end of the Forum, stands the oldest and most powerful guardian of them all, the Temple of Saturn. It is magnificent. 8 grey granite columns stand on a high podium, supporting a heavy entablature that seems to shoulder the weight of the sky itself. This is not just a place of worship. It is the treasury. Deep beneath these steps, in the secret vaults, The gold and silver of Rome is kept, but we are not here for the gold. We are here for something far more valuable. We are here for the memory of the Golden Age. The temple seems to glow with a faint inner light, as if the stone itself remembers the sun. There is a presence here, a vibration in the air that makes the hair on your arms stand up. It is not frightening. It is simply vast. It is the feeling of approaching a power that is older than the city, older than the gods of Olympus, the power of time itself. The steps leading up to the temple are steep and wide. Let us climb them, by one, ascending out of the valley, rising above the snow-covered ruins. With every step, the silence deepens. With every step, the modern world feels millions of miles away. You are entering the sanctuary of the god of the harvest, the god of the sickle, the god who ruled when the world was young and perfect. The bronze doors of the temple are slightly ajar. A warm, flickering light spills out from within, cutting a golden path across the blue snow. It invites you in. It calls to the weary traveler to come out of the cold, cross the threshold, leave the winter behind, enter the domain of the king. We step through the heavy bronze doors and into the sanctuary. The change is instant. The biting cold of the winter night vanishes, replaced by a dry, ancient warmth. The air here is thick. It does not smell of snow or pine. It smells of beeswax, of old parchment, and of the heavy, sweet smoke of burning frankincense. It is the scent of holiness. Your eyes take a moment to adjust to the dim light. The vast hall is not illuminated by the harsh sun, but by the soft, living flames of hundreds of oil lamps. They flicker in the draught, casting long, dancing shadows that stretch up the walls like reaching hands. And there, in the center of the trembling light, he sits. Saturn, the lord of the Golden Age. The statue is colossal, towering above us. It is not made of cold marble like the others. It is carved from wood, filled with oil to prevent it from ever decaying, and draped in robes of dark, rich purple. His face is bearded and weathered, the face of a grandfather who has seen the birth of the world. In his hand, he holds a scythe, the tool of the harvest, the tool that cuts the wheat and the minutes of our lives. But look down. Look at his feet resting on the high pedestal. This is the secret of the temple. This is the mystery of the night. For 360 days of the year, the feet of this statue are bound. They are tied with thick, heavy ropes of raw wool. The Romans bind him to keep his power contained. They bind him to ensure that time moves forward in a straight line, that the seasons follow order, that the harvest comes when it is supposed to. They bind him because they fear the chaos of pure, unchecked time. But tonight, look closely. The knots are untied. The wool bonds have been loosened, and they lie coiled on the marble floor like sleeping snakes. The god is free, and because he is free, the laws of the universe have shifted. The release of Saturn means the release of time itself. In this moment, inside these walls, the clock has stopped ticking. There is no yesterday with its regrets and mistakes. There is no tomorrow with its deadlines and anxieties. The linear march of history has dissolved into a single, expanding point, the eternal now. Close your eyes for a second and feel it. Can you feel the stillness? It is not just the absence of noise. It is the absence of pressure. The weight of the calendar has been lifted from your shoulders. You are floating in a space between the seconds. This is the gift of the unbound God. He offers you a sanctuary where you do not need to rush, where you do not need to plan, where you do not need to be productive. You simply need to be. The shadows on the walls seem to slow down. The smoke from the incense hangs suspended in the air, refusing to rise. Even the dust motes dancing in the lamplight seem to freeze in place. You are safe here, in this bubble of timelessness. The empire outside can wait. The sun can wait. The world can wait. Here, at the feet of the silent king, you have all the time in the universe. Rest in this freedom. Breathe in the ancient incense and let the feeling of infinite peace wash over you like a warm tide. But we are not the only ones enjoying this freedom. Do you feel it? A shift in the air, a subtle movement in the corners of the room. The freedom of the God has opened the door for others. The guests are arriving. Not guests of flesh and blood, but guests of memory and shadow. Turn your head slowly towards the flickering wall. They are here. The Romans whisper that on this night, the boundaries of the world change. When the feet of Saturn are untied, the fabric of reality loosens. The veil between the living and the dead becomes very thin. So thin that if you listen closely, you can almost hear the breathing of the past. Look at the walls of the temple again. Watch the interplay of light and dark. The shadows are not just empty shapes tonight. They are dancing. They move with a rhythm that does not match the flickering of the lamps. Do you see them? These are the lares, the spirits of the ancestors, the invisible guardians of the home and the crossroads. In the modern world, we are often afraid of ghosts. We hide from the shadows. But in the golden age of Rome, the dead are not enemies. They are family. They are the grandfathers and great-grandmothers who walked these same stones centuries ago. They have returned tonight, drawn by the light and the freedom of the festival. They have come to warm their hands by the sacred fire. They have come to watch over their children. Feel the air around you. It feels crowded, but not in a way that makes you anxious. It feels like a warm embrace. It feels like a crowded room at a family reunion filled with silent love. The Lars are the protectors. They are the ones who watch the door while you sleep. They are the ones who keep the fire burning in the hearth. They are standing right here, next to you, in the incense smoke. Benevolent, silent, eternal. You are part of an unbroken chain, a river of life that flows from the deep past into the present moment. You do not have to carry the weight of your life alone. They are holding it with you. Imagine their presence as a soft, heavy cloak draped over your shoulders. A cloak woven from memory and protection. Nothing can harm you here. You are standing in the center of the greatest protection the ancient world can offer. the blessing of the ancestors. Stay with them for a moment. Let the feeling of deep ancestral safety sink into your bones. The temple is a womb of stone and shadow, keeping the cold winter at bay. But the journey continues. The spirits are drifting outwards now, moving from the temple towards the city. They're going to visit the homes of their kin, and we must move on too. We leave the heavy, mystical air of the Temple of Saturn. We step back out into the night, but we are not going back to the cold streets just yet. There is another sanctuary waiting for us, a place not of fire and stone, but of water and steam. A place where the body can find the same peace that the soul found here. The Imperial Thermae are open, and the water is warm. We leave the Temple of Saturn and the dancing shadows of the ancestors behind. We walk back out into the snow, but our journey through the cold does not last long. Just a short distance away, rising like a mountain of brick and marble, stands another kind of temple. It is not built for the gods. It is built for the body. The Imperial Thermae, the great baths of Rome. Even from the outside, you can feel the heat radiating from the massive walls. You can see thin wisps of steam escaping from the high windows, curling up into the freezing night air like white ribbons. It is a promise of warmth. We push open the heavy doors and step inside. The change in the atmosphere is physical. It hits you instantly. Outside, the air was sharp, dry, and biting. Here, the air is heavy, soft, and moist. It wraps around you like a warm towel. It settles on your skin, instantly soothing the sting of the winter wind. We are standing in the great entrance hall. Pause for a moment to listen. Do you hear the acoustics of this place? The ceiling soars hundreds of feet above our heads. A vast dome of concrete and gold mosaic that mimics the heavens. In this immense space, every sound is amplified and softened at the same time. The clip-clop of sandals on the marble floor, the distant murmur of low voices, the splash of water. Everything echoes. It creates a continuous, rolling hum of sound that is incredibly relaxing. It is white noise, ancient style, a sound that drowns out thoughts. We walk across the mosaic floor. Look down at the stones beneath your feet. Millions of tiny hand-cut squares, blue, white, sea green, arranged in patterns of dolphins and tridents. They are wet and slick. They glisten in the light of the torches. We pass through the changing rooms, where the people of Rome shed their heavy wool cloaks and their tunics. They leave the identity of the outside world behind. In the baths, there are no senators and no soldiers. There are only bodies seeking rest. We enter the frigidarium, the cold room. But do not let the name fool you. It is not freezing like the snow outside. It is cool, refreshing, and vast. In the center lies a pool of water so large it looks like an underground lake. The surface is perfectly still, like a sheet of dark glass. It reflects the high arches and the flickering torches on the walls, creating a second, upside-down palace in the depths. The water is clear, fed by the great aqueducts that bring the melted snow from the distant mountains. But here, tamed by stone and engineering, it is peaceful. Walk to the edge of the pool. There is a smell here that is unique to the Roman baths. It is the smell of clean stone, wet minerals, and olive oil soap. It is a clean, elemental scent. The humidity in the air softens your breathing. In and out. You can feel your lungs expanding, grateful for the moisture. The dryness of the winter is washed away. You are in a cathedral of water, a place where the empire uses its power not to conquer, but to heal. The scale of the room makes your problems feel tiny. How can you worry about a deadline or a debt when you are standing under a vault that weighs as much as a mountain? The architecture absorbs your anxiety. The water waits for you. But we are not stopping at the cold pool. We are seeking something deeper. We are seeking the heat. Beyond the arches, through a veil of thick white mist, lies the heart of the sanctuary, the caldarium. Let us go into the steam. We pass through a heavy curtain and step into the caldarium. The world instantly disappears. It is swallowed by white. Thick, warm steam fills the room, rising from the hot pools and the heated floor. It is a cloud that has been captured and brought indoors. You can barely see the walls. You can barely see the high dome above. There are only soft shapes and silhouettes drifting in the mist. The visibility is low, and this is a blessing, because when you cannot see the world, you stop judging it. You stop analyzing it. Your eyes can finally rest. The heat here is intense, but it is not suffocating. It is a wet, heavy heat that penetrates deep into your muscles. It feels like a warm hand pressing against your back, your shoulders, your neck. Let go, it whispers. Let go of the cold. Let go of the tension. The hypocaust fires burning deep beneath the floor are sending their energy up through the mosaic tiles, warming the soles of your feet. Walk slowly through the fog. The sound here is different. The echo of the great hall is gone. The steam dampens everything. Voices are hushed, reduced to soft murmurs that sound miles away. The splash of water is muffled, like rain falling on moss. It is a cocoon of silence. Find a bench along the wall. The marble is warm to the touch. Sit down. Lean back against the stone. Close your eyes. In this room, you are nothing but sensation. You are just a body, breathing in the warmth. Feel the condensation forming on your skin. Tiny droplets of water, like morning dew. They slide down your arm, tracing a slow path. It is a feeling of being cleansed from the outside in. The Romans believed that this steam could purify the soul. They believed it sweat out the anger, the envy, the sadness of the year. As you sit here, enveloped in the white cloud, imagine that is happening to you. Imagine the stress of the modern world evaporating off your skin, turning into steam and rising up to the oculus in the ceiling, escaping into the night. You are becoming lighter. You are becoming softer. The hard armor you wear to survive the day is melting away. There is no time here in the fog. There is only the rhythm of your heart, slowing down to match the slow drip, drip, drip of the water. You could stay here for an hour or a century. It wouldn't matter. The steam holds you in a state of perfect suspension. You are safe. You are hidden. You are warm. But there is one final stage of this water ritual, the ultimate release. The deep pool awaits. Stand up slowly. Let us move deeper into the heat. Let us enter the water itself. We rise slowly from the warm stone bench. We leave the solid ground behind. Before us lies the alveus, the hot, sunken pool. It is the jewel of the sanctuary, a vast basin of white marble, filled to the brim with water that has been heated by the fires of the earth. Steam curls off the surface in lazy, hypnotic spirals. Steps lead down into the depths. Let us descend. Take your time. There is no rush here. One step. The water embraces your ankles. It is warm, soft, and substantial. It feels thicker than ordinary water, heavy with minerals and salt. 2 steps. The warmth rises to your knees, swirling gently around your skin like liquid silk. The contrast between the cool air of the room and the heat of the pool sends a shiver of relief through your spine. 3 steps. You are submerged up to your waist. The heat begins to penetrate deeper. It moves through the skin, through the muscle, reaching the very marrow of your bones. The tension that you have carried in your hips and lower back begins to melt away like wax near a flame. 4 steps. The water reaches your chest. Your heart is now beating against the warmth of the element. Take a deep breath of the humid, steam-filled air. And now, do the most difficult thing a human being can do. Let go. Lean back. Lift your feet off the mosaic floor. Surrender your weight to the water. You are floating. The water catches you instantly, holding you up with a gentle, invisible strength. Lean your head back until your ears slip beneath the surface. Listen to the change. The world above, the drip of condensation, the distant footsteps, the hiss of steam, vanishes. It is replaced by the deep, rhythmic thrum of the underwater world. It is a womb-like silence, heavy, muffled, eternal. In this silence, you can hear the sound of your own existence, the slow, steady beat of your heart, the rush of breath in your lungs. You are weightless. For the first time all day, perhaps for the first time all year, your muscles do not have to work. Your neck does not have to hold up the weight of your head. Your spine does not have to fight against gravity. Your legs do not have to carry you. The water takes the burden. It carries you, just as it carries the great ships of the Empire, just as it carries the drifting leaves in a stream. You are drifting too, slowly turning in the gentle current of the pool, drifting away from who you are, drifting away from your name, your job, your worries. In the water, you have no identity. You are just a body, suspended in warmth. Open your eyes for a moment and look up. Through the veil of white steam, you can see the faint outline of the great concrete dome above. But it looks like a dream now, distorted, soft, far away. The golden mosaics on the ceiling catch the light of the torches, shimmering like distant stars through a nebula. You are floating in space. Close your eyes again. Imagine that you are dissolving. Imagine that the boundary between your skin and the water is disappearing. You are becoming liquid. You are becoming the steam. Every knot of tension in your shoulders is untying, loosening, unraveling into the blue depths. The anxieties of the mind cannot survive in this heat. They are too heavy. They sink to the bottom, leaving you light and clear. There is nothing to do here. There is no destination to swim to. There is no goal to achieve. There is only this sensation of being held, being cradled by the element of life. The water rocks you gently, back and forth, back and forth. It is the oldest lullaby in the world, older than Rome, older than humanity. It is the rhythm of the ocean that flows in our blood. Feel the peace seeping into the deepest parts of your mind. The water is washing you clean, not just your skin, but your thoughts. It washes away the noise of the traffic. It washes away the glare of the screens. It washes away the harsh words and the hurried moments. It leaves only a smooth, quiet surface. You are renewed. You are restored. You could stay here forever, drifting in this warm, white void. But the night has more gifts to offer. We must eventually return to the surface. Slowly, very slowly, bring your awareness back to your limbs. Lower your feet until they touch the smooth mosaic tiles of the floor. Stand up. Gravity returns, but it feels different now. It feels gentler. Water cascades off your shoulders, a final baptism, washing away the last of the old year. We step out of the pool, moving slowly, preserving the peace we have found. We wrap ourselves in a large, warm towel of soft Egyptian cotton. It feels rough and grounding against the skin. We are dry. We are warm. And now we are ready to see the true miracle of the night. While we were resting in the steam, the sun has set completely, and the city outside has prepared a surprise. Let us dress in our warmest wool tunics and step back out onto the street. Rome is no longer dark. It is no longer sleeping. It is on fire with light. We step out of the heavy bronze doors of the Imperial Baths. The air hits us immediately. It is a sharp, crisp shock after the humid warmth of the steam rooms, but it is a pleasant shock. It seals the heat inside your body, making your skin tingle with life. You take a deep breath, expecting to see the dark, sleeping city we left behind. But Rome has changed. While we were drifting in the water, the world has been transformed. Look out from the top of the stairs. Look down into the valley of the city. The darkness has been defeated. Rome is glowing. It is not the harsh, white glare of modern streetlights. It is a soft, living, breathing ocean of gold. Everywhere you look, there is fire. Tonight is the night of the Curé. It is the tradition of Saturnalia to light wax tapers, special candles that are gifts of light in the darkest time of the year. And tonight, it seems every citizen in the empire has lit one. They are everywhere. They are flickering in the windows of the great apartment blocks, the insulae, turning the towering brick buildings into honeycombs of light. They are lined up along the steps of the temples, like soldiers of the sun. They are placed in the niches of the statues, giving warm life to cold stone faces. They are set directly on the snowy cobblestones, creating pathways of flame that wind through the 7 hills. It looks as if the stars have fallen from the sky. It looks as if the Milky Way has descended to rest upon the earth. The snow, which was blue and cold before, now sparkles with a warm orange hue. The city feels smaller now, more intimate. The vast, intimidating capital of the world has become a village. Walk down the stairs and join this river of light. The shadows have been banished. There are no dark corners tonight. As you walk, notice the nature of the light. Candlelight is magic. It moves, it dances, it breathes. It softens the edges of the world. It makes everything look beautiful, mysterious, and safe. And see how the flames reflect in the patches of ice on the road. It creates a double world, one of fire above and one of fire below. You are walking through a tunnel of warmth, and notice something else. Usually, only the rich could afford such light. But tonight, the wax taper is the symbol of equality. The emperor in his palace on the Palatine Hill lights a candle. The baker in his shop in the Subura lights a candle. The slave guarding the door lights a candle. Every single flame is exactly the same size. Every flame burns with the same brightness. In the dark of winter, we are all equal. We are all just people trying to keep the cold away. This is the true meaning of the festival. It is not just about the parties or the wine. It is about the defiance of the darkness. It is the human spirit saying, "The sun has gone, so we will make our own sun. The world is cold, so we will make it warm." Feel the collective energy of this act. 1,000,000 tiny flames burning together against the night. It warms your heart more than the steam of the baths ever could. It makes you feel connected to every soul sleeping behind those glowing windows. You are not a stranger here. You are a keeper of the flame. Walk slowly down the Via Sacra, the sacred way. The path is lit for you. The fire guides you. And as we walk deeper into the residential district, we begin to smell something wonderful. The scent of the candles, hot wax and wick, mixes with another scent, something fresh, something green. The fire has revealed the decorations. The city has not just been lit, it has been dressed. Let us look closer at the doors we pass. Nature has been brought into the stone city. We are now walking on the most famous road in history, the Via Sacra, the Sacred Way. This is the spine of Rome. This is the road where victorious generals rode in their chariots, their faces painted red like Jupiter, creating thunder with their wheels. This is the road where processions of priests carried the sacred idols. But tonight, the Sacred Way is silent. The stones beneath your feet are uneven, worn down by centuries of triumphs and tragedies. But under the snow, they feel soft. Every step you take echoes through history. Walk with me towards the great arch of Titus. It rises out of the gloom ahead of us, a massive gateway of white marble. Usually, it is a monument to war. But tonight, softened by the candlelight and the snow, it looks like a gateway to a dream. The carvings on the arch, soldiers, horses, treasures, are highlighted by the flickering flames placed at its base. The shadows make the stone figures look as if they are moving, as if the legions are marching silently in the night, heading home. But there is no clang of metal tonight. Look to your left and right. The road is lined with statues, emperors, generals, gods, and heroes. They stand on their pedestals, frozen in time. The snow has given them new clothes. It sits on their shoulders like white wool cloaks. It caps their heads like white crowns. It fills their open hands like offerings of peace. They look so peaceful now. The ambition that drove them, the anger, the desire for power, it has all been covered by the winter. They are just watchers in the dark, and you are the only living soul walking among them. It is a strange and beautiful feeling to be alone in the center of the empire. You can touch the history. Run your hand along the rough stone of a column base. It is cold, solid, real. This city has seen fires, plagues, and falls. But it is still here, and it is still beautiful. It reminds us that everything passes. The noise passes. The stress passes. The wars pass. But the quiet remains. The stone remains. The light remains. The candle you see flickering on the step of the Basilica Julia might blow out in the wind, but another hand will light it again. That is the promise of Rome. The light never truly goes out. As we walk past the house of the Vestals, the keepers of the eternal flame, we feel a shift in the atmosphere. We are leaving the monumental center. We are leaving the grand temples and the cold statues behind. The buildings are becoming smaller. The streets are becoming narrower. We are entering the neighborhoods where people actually live. The Subura, the heart of the people. The smell of incense and cold stone is fading. It is being replaced by warmer, earthier smells. The smell of wood smoke, the smell of roasting meat, the smell of pine needles. The grand history is behind us. The cozy reality is ahead. Let us leave the ghosts of the emperors on the sacred way. Let us go and find the living heart of Saturnalia. Let us see how the people are welcoming the golden age into their homes. Look at that door ahead. It is covered in green. We turn off the main road and step into a narrower, quieter street. Here, the houses stand shoulder to shoulder, huddled together against the cold. But they do not look closed off. They look alive. Look at the heavy wooden door right in front of us. It is not just a barrier against the winter. It has been turned into an altar of life. The Romans have brought the forest into the city. Nailed to the dark oak wood are branches of evergreen. Look closely at the leaves. They are deep, glossy green, shining in the candlelight. This is ivy. This is holly. This is fir. While the oak trees and the vines in the countryside stand bare and skeletal, looking dead, these plants refuse to sleep. They keep their color. They keep their life. They are a promise. They tell the people passing by, the sun will return. The earth is not dead. Life goes on. Reach out and touch a branch of the fir tree. Feel the needles. They are stiff, cool and waxy. Rub a few needles between your fingers. Now, smell your hand. That scent. Sharp. Resinous. Clean. It is the smell of the wild mountains. It cuts through the smoke of the city and wakes up your senses. It is the scent of vitality. And look at the holly. Among the spiky green leaves, there are clusters of bright red berries. They glow like little drops of blood, like little embers of fire in the green darkness. These are the symbols of Saturn. The god of the harvest may be sleeping, but his power is still here in these branches. This decoration is not just for beauty. It is a spell. It is a way of saying, this home is protected. This home is part of the golden age. No bad spirits may enter here. Walk down the street and look at the other doors. Every house has done the same. Some wreaths are simple, just a few branches of pine tied with a wool string. Some are elaborate, woven with ribbons, dried flowers, and gilded nuts. But the message is the same. We are all in this together. We are all holding on to the green hope of spring. The street looks like a garden that has bloomed in the middle of the snow. The contrast is beautiful. The cold, white snow, the dark, warm wood, the vibrant, living green, the flickering, golden fire. It is a feast for the eyes. You can feel the love that went into these decorations. You can imagine the families going out into the woods, gathering the branches, laughing, bringing them home. And now, we are standing in front of one particular door. It is slightly ajar. A warm, orange light spills out onto the snowy step, inviting us closer. We can hear sounds coming from inside, not the loud noise of the streets, but soft sounds. Laughter, the clink of cups, the crackle of a hearth. The smell of pine is mixing with something even better, the smell of hot honey, roasted nuts and spices. The forest was beautiful. The streets were magical. But the true heart of Saturnalia is not outside. It is inside. It is time to come in from the cold. It is time to join the feast. Push the door open gently. You are welcome here. We push the heavy wooden door open and step across the threshold. The door closes behind us with a solid, heavy thud. Click. The latch falls into place. And just like that, the winter is gone. The wind is gone. The snow is gone. You are inside now. Stand still for a moment in the entryway, the vestibulum. Let your body register the change. It is a physical wave of relief. The air in here is not just warm, it is still. It holds you. You can feel the heat radiating from the walls, which have absorbed the sun all day and the fire all night. But the true miracle of the Roman home is not the walls, it is the floor. Take off your cold, damp sandals. Let them drop by the door. Place your bare feet directly onto the mosaic tiles. Expect the shock of cold stone, but find something else entirely. Warmth. Gentle, rising, consistent warmth. Deep beneath the floor, the hypocaust fires are burning, sending hot air through hollow spaces under your feet. It is a masterpiece of engineering, designed for this exact night. The heat travels up through your soles, into your ankles, thawing your frozen bones. It feels like standing on a sun-heated rock in the middle of summer. Walk slowly across the room. Every step is a comfort. We move into the heart of the house, the triclinium, the dining room. But tonight, it does not look like a formal room for guests. It looks like a den. The walls are painted a deep, rich red, Pompeian red, a color that reflects the firelight and makes the room feel smaller, tighter, safer. In the corner, a large hearth is blazing. Logs of seasoned olive wood are burning slowly. Pop, crackle, hiss. The sound is rhythmic and hypnotic. Watch the flames for a moment. They are the only things moving in the room. Gold, orange, and blue tongues of fire licking the black wood. The shadows they cast on the ceiling are soft and slow. There are no stiff chairs here. The Romans knew how to rest. Arranged around a low round table are wide, deep couches. They are not covered in the scratchy wool of the street. They are piled high with luxury. Soft linen cushions stuffed with goose feathers. Thick, heavy furs brought from the forests of Germania. Warm blankets woven with patterns of the sun. Walk over to the nearest couch. It is waiting for you. Sit down. Sink into it. The feathers compress under your weight, molding to the shape of your body. Pull a fur blanket over your legs. Tuck it in tight around you. Feel the texture of the soft hair against your fingers. You are cocooned. The room is a warm cave, protected from the entire world. Look around you. The light here is low and golden. It is kind to the eyes. It blurs the edges of the furniture. It makes everything look soft and dreamlike. You can hear the wind howling outside, scratching against the shutters, but it cannot reach you here. The contrast only makes you feel safer. Let the storm rage. Let the snow fall. Let the empire rise and fall. In this room, you are untouchable. Your breathing slows down to match the slow pulse of the fire. In and out. The heat of the room is making your eyelids feel heavy. It is a good heaviness, the heaviness of total relaxation. But there is one more comfort to come. The smell of the room begins to drift towards you. It is not just the smell of the fire. It is the smell of the feast. The table in front of us is set. The night is not over yet. There are gifts to be opened. There are flavors to be tasted. But you don't have to move. You don't have to get up. Everything is right here, within reach of your warm hand. Let us look at the table. You are settled deep into the cushions. The fur blanket is heavy and warm across your legs. You do not need to move, except to reach out your hand. In front of you, the low, round table is crowded with the treasures of the winter harvest. It is not a formal banquet of complex dishes. Tonight is about comfort. It is about the simple, sweet flavors that bring joy to the dark months. Look at the wooden bowls. They are filled to the brim. There are walnuts, their shells cracked open to reveal the pale, brain-like meat inside. There are chestnuts roasted in the fire until their skins are charred and peeling, their insides soft and sweet. There are dried figs from the east, sticky with their own sugar, tasting of sunlight and summer days long past. The air is filled with their scent, earthy, nutty, and rich. Reach out and take a fig. Feel the texture between your fingers. Sticky, soft. Put it in your mouth, chew slowly. Let the sweetness explode on your tongue. It is a burst of energy, a memory of the sun preserved for you against the cold. But the true centerpiece of the table is the pitcher. It is made of silver, and it is hot to the touch. Steam rises from its mouth, carrying a fragrance that instantly makes your head feel pleasant and heavy. This is conditum, spiced wine. The Romans do not drink their wine cold in winter. They heat it, they transform it. They mix the dark red vintage from the hills with golden honey, melting it together until it is smooth as silk. They add pepper, mastic, saffron, and dates. Pour yourself a cup. The liquid flows like dark velvet. Lift the cup to your lips. Blow gently on the steam. Take a sip. Oh, it is warm fire. It travels down your throat, warming your chest, warming your stomach. The alcohol and the sugar mix in your blood, loosening the last tight muscles in your neck. The spices tingle on your tongue. It is a potion of relaxation. Put the cup down. Let the warmth radiate through you. Now, look at the other items on the table. Scattered among the food are small objects. They are not food. They are not utensils. They are sigillaria, little figures made of clay and wax. Pick one up. It is a small, funny-looking doll. Maybe it looks like a soldier with a big nose. Maybe it looks like a hunchback. Maybe it looks like a god. These are the gifts of Saturnalia. In a world that is usually obsessed with status and gold, tonight the gifts are humble. They are meant to make you smile. They are meant to be broken or melted down later. They are reminders that life is not serious. Run your thumb over the rough, unpainted clay of the doll. Someone made this with their hands. Someone gave this to you with a laugh. "Io Saturnalia," they said. It is a token of connection. Look at the other gifts. A wax candle for the night, a silver spoon, a writing tablet. Simple things for a simple night. You feel a profound sense of gratitude. You have warmth. You have food. You have friendship. What else is there? The world outside is vast and cold and complicated, but your world, right now, is this room, this table, this cup of wine. The fire pops again, a little quieter this time. The logs are turning into glowing red embers. The light in the room is getting dimmer, softer, darker. The feast is winding down. The conversation has stopped. There is no need for words anymore. There is only the comfortable silence of people who are completely at ease with each other. We are moving towards the end of the night. The deepest rest is waiting for you. Let us sink back into the cushions. Let us close our eyes. Let us witness the final miracle of Saturnalia, the equality of sleep. The wine is finished. The nuts are eaten. The stories have been told. Now, the room settles into the deepest kind of silence. It is the silence of satisfaction. Look around the room one last time. In the dim red light of the dying fire, try to see who is who. You cannot. This is the final magic of the Golden Age. Tonight, the strict lines of Rome have been erased completely. The man sleeping on the left side of the couch, he is a senator. Usually he wears a heavy white toga, the burden of office, the armor of state. But tonight, he wears a synthesis, a soft, colorful robe of loose silk. He looks vulnerable. He looks human. And the man resting next to him, refilling the cup, he is a slave. But tonight, he wears no badge of servitude. He wears the pileus on his head, the felt cap of liberty. He does not stand. He reclines. He does not serve. He shares. They have played dice together. They have laughed together. For these few precious hours, they are not master and servant. They are just two souls warming themselves by the same fire. There is a profound peace in this equality. It releases a tension you didn't even know was there. The need to be someone. The need to maintain a rank. The need to impress. It all dissolves in the shadows. You are not your job. You are not your title. You are not your bank account. You are simply a breathing body, safe and warm in the winter night. Accept this freedom. Let it sink into your chest. You have permission to put down your mask. You have permission to stop performing. The fire in the hearth is changing now. The bright, dancing yellow flames have gone. They have settled down into a bed of deep, pulsing red embers. They glow like the heartbeat of the earth. Pulse and fade, pulse and fade. Watch them. Let your eyes lose their focus. The red glow is so soft. It does not strain your vision. It hypnotizes you. Your eyelids are getting heavier and heavier. They feel like they are made of lead. It is a struggle to keep them open. And why would you want to? There is nothing left to see. There is nothing left to do. The wind outside has stopped. The world has gone quiet. Even the house itself seems to be breathing slower. The shadows in the corners are stretching out, covering the room like a soft wool blanket. Pull your own fur blanket up to your chin. Feel the warmth trapping itself against your body. Your legs are heavy. Your arms are heavy. Your head sinks deeper into the feather pillow. You are sinking through the couch, sinking through the floor, sinking into the warm, dark earth of history. The voices of the room have faded into a gentle murmur, like the sound of the ocean far away. It is a meaningless, comforting sound. You are safe here. You are loved here. The golden age protects you. The candle on the table gives one last flicker and goes out. A thin ribbon of smoke rises in the dark, smelling of sweet wax. Darkness takes the room, but it is a warm darkness. It is the velvet darkness of the womb. Let go. Let go of the day. Let go of the year. Drift. Drift towards the dream. The journey is over. The sleep is beginning. The night grows quiet, and our journey gently comes to rest. Thank you for walking these ancient streets with me. If this calm stayed with you, a simple like helps these stories travel further. Subscribe to Whispers of History to return whenever the past calls again. And before you drift away, leave a small whisper of your own in the comments, a wish, a thought, or a place in history you'd like to visit next. Sleep well, my friend, until our next story.